looking for something in particular?
I'll sell you some junk.
All right. All right. All right.
Twitch. Hello, viewer. I'm just grinding things out right now, but I went ahead and streamed it anyway. Because why not? People can hear me. Didn't actually check. Hey lady, can you check my stream and see if you can hear me talking? Okay, I'm just doing the grindy stream right now. I'm never gonna use this. So what I'm doing right now is I am collecting money, just selling all these things. Oh, I kind of want to keep that so that I can buy carbon crystal so I can upgrade things, because basically just like overpowering myself for every single thing. Oh, hey lady, are you my viewer? Are you my one viewer?
All right.
I guess so. Wait.
All right. See you soon.
Yeah, really soon. I'm coming right back. I'm gonna make this a smasher. Make this a sword. This looks pretty good. Okay. So I gotta sell a couple more things.
Come to trade then.
Yeah. Oh, I should make the dual swords my sword.
All right.
I'll do that.
Farewell.
It's good. So we're in Berlin, and it is a super nice place to live. Yeah, there's like lots of parks. It's been rainy this week, but today it was sunny, and we went out and explored. It's just pretty fantastic place. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just like doing the kind of grindy stuff. I'll stop and start another stream at like 9 p.m. It's about 8 right now, so in about an hour I'll probably stop this and start a new one, just so that maybe I won't stop and start because I can edit the video. But I always download these videos and put them on YouTube, which Twitch thankfully makes it very easy to do. So maybe not too much of interest happening here. I was going to go find Retta and buy carbon crystal so I can upgrade things. I don't know where he is. Where is that Retta? I think I saw him down. Oh, there he is. Yes. I guess I can walk there and like do some question mark activities on my way. Here's one. I'm just doing like grindy type stuff, getting resources, upgrading weapons, that kind of thing. I try to keep all my resources like really overly upgraded. So I like go and gather resources and question mark activities. Yeah. So that's a kind of an inside joke from when Pinar and I were first dating, and she made an itinerary for a trip, and I was one of her question mark activities. I don't think I'm still a question mark activity.
Whoa.
Oh, cool. Is it The Last of Us 2? And if so, what do you think of it? Because I've heard really good things, but it also seems really sad, and I feel like I would just be bummed out. Yeah, for sure. I'll answer them this week, too. Feel free to answer questions while I'm doing this. So what I'm doing right now is just like basically grinding and just doing little side things. But if we come across something interesting, definitely happy to answer questions. I played the first one. I didn't get that far. I'm not very good with like grim dark type games. Because then it makes me feel genuinely kind of sad inside, and then I don't want to keep playing them. It's a good game. I mean, it's really positively reviewed. What is buzzing? Okay. So I see some guys in here. They look like Romans. I'm gonna have to go murder them real quick. Alright. 3 of them. I'm just gonna swoop down on them.
Here.
I'm gonna go fight him with my heavy blunt. No, not that one. This one. Yes.
Dead! Dead, you shit! Got you now!
Oh, pretty powerful. Oops, he got me.
Almost not worth killing. Almost. Got you!
Well, to be fair, if they weren't like specifically trained in Egyptology, that's pretty normal. So it's not like well advertised that the Egyptological pronunciation is just a scholarly convention. I've seen it. This game uses it, and a lot of things, like a lot of movies that have ancient Egyptian in them, will use the Egyptological pronunciation as though it were like the real language. So I wouldn't fault them too much for that, unless they like specifically studied Egyptian language. They could be excused for not knowing that, because the people who do study Egyptian language don't always do a great job of making that clear. Oh, cool! That's awesome. Yeah, and more power to you. That's a great game. One of the best. So I just started now to do like grindy stuff. Like I'm going to these little side things. That was a question mark activity that got finished. And I was gonna go see Retta and buy carbon crystal, and then I'll probably go do these activities. Maybe like unlock this fast travel point and stuff, and then go back to where I left off last time and just continue with like main quests and those kind of things. Just because I feel like this stuff is maybe not... Well, it's because...
Whoa.
I did know that, actually. That somehow became a meme that, like, for some reason, Egyptian stuff in general is, like, really well represented in, like, Japanese YouTube videos and things. There's some great, like, animated stories. I watched a bunch of them, like, with English subtitles, and they're awesome. And then Medjed kind of became a meme because it became a meme in Japan. I don't really know anything about Medjed, to be honest. Like, that was reading that stuff was really the first time I learned about it. It's pretty neat. He's so cute. There's Retta. Okay, I'm gonna go find him real quick.
Oh
wait, I'm just going right here. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why they made the choice to change all the audio like that. That seems like a lot of work. I did email people at Ubisoft that I interviewed for the research, and I asked them whether they would be interested in producing a historically accurate language package for the ancient Egyptian, and they said no. They were like, no, we don't have time or interest in that. So I'm kind of surprised that they did it for Greek in the Japanese version. What? Oh, there's a little potter's wheel. Neat. Interesting.
Out of the way! Out, coming through!
Ah, I missed. I need a big... Got him.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know, Dr. Durgun. Why don't you tell us? When did the potter's wheel come to Egypt? I mean, they have really nice pottery from before the Pharaonic period. Did they not have wheels? Oh, you don't know either. Yeah, I would guess very early. I mean, even the Nagata pottery looks like it would have to be made with a wheel. I can't imagine that it was coil made or something. Oh, I love how bad I am at this game. Probably Mejo. Wait, no. No, if it's Majid. Majid. I guess it depends on where the stress is, and I don't know where the stress is in that. Okay, so if we assume that it's in the same format as other Egyptian words with that same vowel paradigm, it would probably be Muja? Muja. Yeah, so it would be...
Clear off now!
You would expect Moja, because the long stressed A changes into an O, an open syllable, but then after an N or an M it changes to U. So it'd probably be Muja. That's my guess. And I'm kind of just, guessing off the top of my head.
Clear the way!
Yeah, probably not, because it's second D. Second D pretty uniformly changes into the Coptic Janja. So I think Mache is probably right. I wouldn't expect wait. What did I say? Muja, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how these things work. So, he was working at a very early time, and he, if I remember correctly, he developed this system of dating that sort of assumed that earlier and later things would be added into the chronology. So he did a really good job of producing a relative chronology, but the absolute chronology wasn't that well known then, and it's still the subject of research, so there's still a lot we don't know about that. We can be pretty close because of this thing called the Sothic cycle, where so Egyptian New Year corresponds to the annual heliacal rising of the star Sirius. Let's see if I can get a view of what that looks like. I'm gonna look to the south. We could use the stars in this game and figure out what time of year it is if we wanted to, whether it's the flood or not. So let's see. I'll just like meditate until night. Oh, I can't see stars. Oh, there we go. I can't identify them though. I can't tell if that's... I mean, it's the wrong place for Sirius for sure. It should be somewhere over here. Yeah, actually. So we've actually learned quite a bit about the language since that time. So like Gardner's Egyptian Grammar is a great source still. It has a lot of really good information in it, but it's certainly out of date in terms of how we understand the language. There's actually been one or two major paradigm shifts since then, depending on who you ask. Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's a really big topic. Yeah, there's quite a bit we know. I'm trying to think of any sort of major discoveries. Our understanding of the Egyptian verbal system is a lot better, and our understanding of late Egyptian is almost totally transformed since then. So yeah, there's quite a bit that he wouldn't have known. I don't know if it would be mind-blowing. Egyptology, like progress in scholarship on Egyptology has definitely slowed since that time. There was kind of this, big burst. Yeah. There's a couple things. So there's that paper that I wrote for a conference presentation, and then there's a recent paper that was published in... Crap. It was published in... what's it called? Near Eastern Archaeology, I think. And that one has some additional stuff in it. So if you're interested in reading that, just send me an email, or use the contact form, or send me a message on Twitch, and I can send that to you. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I don't know why they limit comment sizes. I'll go get this question mark thing. Oh, I was talking about the sky. I mean, we can't really see many stars. I was going to see if we could like visualize this by looking at the sky. But basically, Sirius is always kind of low on the southern horizon, and because the Earth is tilted on its axis, during some months it kind of disappears below the horizon and then reappears in late summer. And that was Egyptian New Year, but because they didn't have leap years, their solar calendar would become offset from the astronomical calendar, or the solar calendar, I guess. Their sun-based calendar was not entirely accurate. This is where I was going. And so we can use that to tell when certain major events were, because the points in time where the rising of Sirius actually occurred on New Year's Day were like a time of... They were noted, right? It was a time of like celebration. Yeah, I don't know if it's just high standards. I think there's... these days there's a very active belief in this certain way of doing scholarship that is derived from the sciences. It's this whole idea of like, constantly producing like little smaller pieces of research. Yeah, that's true. You had to have like a very thorough classical education. Oh, my sound is weird again. Why is it doing that? I have not. I haven't really been playing anything, honestly. And I definitely haven't got that far in Valhalla. Yeah. It was the whole model of scholarship was really different. Like, a 19th century professor could expect to spend a lot of time just sitting around reading things and just studying and basically being sort of a perpetual student. That's really not the case anymore. Like in my job as a postdoc, I have a lot of kind of everyday kind of work that I have to do that is not really related to like studying. And then like as a researcher, I'm expected to like produce a lot of output, and that doesn't necessarily let you spend a lot of time just looking at things. So like to read the entire cuneiform corpus would take years, presumably, but as a 19th century professor, you could do that while teaching a few classes a week and reading in your spare time. You can't really do that today. It's just a very different world. I think it's largely the not the best way of going about things. Just because like it just doesn't allow for that kind of scholarship. And it's also, it really is designed for the sciences where incremental advances are very useful. Like a paper about a single experimental method that resulted in some new observation is really useful in the sciences. It's not terribly useful in the study of the ancient world. And like most papers published in Egyptology get largely ignored by every other Egyptologist. So it's kind of just like it's just a way of doing things that doesn't necessarily translate into the best results. And it's a model from a different field. Yeah, one of my professors at Brown, actually, super nice guy, but he was like, you cannot write about this. No one will ever take you seriously. And I had already started writing it, and I'd already agreed to speak at this conference, so I kind of had to do it. Oh man, he's gonna get the beacon.
I can hit him.
No, I'm gonna get that guy.
Hey, hold on, face the threat. Damn it.
I'm just gonna go straight to the beacon. Where is it? It must be nearby somewhere. Where's he going? Where are you going? I'm coming with you. He's gonna punch me.
I'll pin him.
Where's the beacon? Is it up here?
Hey, wait.
Pretty sure I've been here before. Oh, I should have assassinated. Oh, well, oh, there it is. Damn it. He's gonna get there first. Why can't I climb this wall? That is so frustrating. No, it was not. It was not Jamal. Oh no, he got there first. Now what? I was gonna get the treasure in here. Since I'm already here. Oh my gosh. No. What was I doing? I was mostly distracted by replying to comments and not really thinking very strategically. I figured I'd just run in here.
Over here,
I'm gonna have to start smashing people.
Trouble. Follow me. I can take him down. I can fix all your problems in a snap.
No, no, you're fine. I mean, I'm just running around like gathering treasure chests and stuff. So if I die, it doesn't matter.
I have the bastard. I can hit him.
Yeah, I'll just run away if the mercenary comes.
Got a clean target.
Got him. Okay. Let's get some arrows. Let's arrow these guys.
He is mine. I'll pin him. I can hit him.
Oh, we dropped some loot. Yeah, they definitely are. Like in Odyssey, you get a bunch of them, and they just like keep showing up, which I think is really fun, because, I don't know, I love fighting those guys in this game, but I always wish there were more of them.
Getting rid of you was my first good act. He is mine!
Is it a passive participle? I thought it was a stative, actually.
Got him in sight.
I don't know if that works, though. I don't think you can make that out of... It would have to be a passive participle. I don't know how that's vocalized in Coptic, though. I think I went with, like, Sot Pen Re, just because that's fairly easy to vocalize. What would the passive participle be? Tape, maybe? It's tape and ray? I'm gonna go get some treasure. I love that I didn't die while doing that so badly. I'm sure glad I never claimed to be like really good at games when I started doing this, because it would be super embarrassing. I'd have to be like, never mind. Oh, I didn't remember that, yeah. Satip and Ria. Wait, Satip doesn't seem like a passive participle, though. I'd expect it to be like Situp or something. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, that's the active participle for sure. Satip and Ria would be the active participle. So like the choosing one of Ray. Although that verb can be intransitive, in which case it would be like it doesn't really work. I can't make it in English.
We must not fail! Follow my back!
Oh man. Why must he not fail? That means he has some good loot.
I'll kill you!
What else am I supposed to get in here? I don't think I've finished this area. Nope, I have not. Alright, let's go get some stuff. I gotta kill the captain. It's full of loot. I'm not getting any of the loot. Ammo full. That seems impossible. I assume you're asking Lexi, but if you're asking me, I have not, although I do really want to. It looks like an amazing game. Lexi, would you say it's as good as Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Which I assume is your favoriteest game in the whole world. Wow. Okay. I need to play it. I just don't know. It's like... when I have this time scheduled for this activity, so I normally manage to do it.
Hey, why are you here?
Just me, or are we not alone?
I mean, I've watched some of the gameplay video, and it looks incredible. I'm so good, I kill people even when I miss. Yeah, I mean, but that's...
What?
It's definitely a situation with Red Dead as well, but I got pretty competent with the controls. I feel like that's just like, you know, after a little while you get it. Wow. I'm sold. Yeah, the only reason I haven't bought it is because I don't feel like I have time to play it.
Hey, now.
Assassinated.
Hey!
Oh, auto aim. how you saved my butt. I believe it. I always try to pet the cats in here. Excuse me.
Whoa.
Oh, giant olive tree treasure. Oh, there's a papyrus puzzle. No, Lexi, kawaii, like cute. It's an English word. People use it in English a lot. Okay, go get this thing. I'm gonna do something else. I can imagine that would cause some funny misunderstandings. I read something about like the language in the show Deadwood is really rough. Like it's extremely rude, but when they were first writing it, they used period correct like rude language, and they had to change it because they said everyone sounded like Yosemite Sam. They were like, what in tarnation, and those kind of things. So they had to make it more modern. It's okay, Lexi. I mean, it's not a word that you hear every single day, but it definitely is like an English loanword, because I don't know any Japanese. Neat. Wait, is this the right one? Yeah. I can go sell more weapons. I'm not sure that's how that works.
Whoa.
Yeah, like Calamity Jane in that show, she is like, she's famously known as like a foul-mouthed woman, which was a really unusual thing at the time for like a woman to swear. And they give her like the most heinous vocabulary you've ever heard. Like she says the rudest things. But apparently in real life she was like by today's standards, it wouldn't be shocking at all. So they had to like purposely make her say extremely rude things so that you would know that she was supposed to have a potty mouth.
Whoa.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful horsemanship. Yeah, pretty much. We had to translate it. Crash. Well. Oh, help civilians? I think I will.
Whoa.
I know you're trying to make me feel better, but I'm just like, very clumsy.
This area is off limits.
I wonder if they'll spot me if I just stand here. Oh man, lots of treasure. Lots of people to fight. I'm gonna go climb up here and do it this way. Totally invisible. Oh, I didn't kill him. Oops. Got him though. Get him. Seemed like kind of a miss. Is that a game? Hogwarts Legacy? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know whether there's... I can't think of an Egyptian word for cute, but it's a little problematic because, you know, we've had to redecipher the language, and things like that tend not to get... Oh my gosh. My microphone is going crazy. Things like that tend not to get translated properly, because people don't notice them. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
You are dead.
Are y'all hearing these sound issues, or is it just on my end? I can't tell.
You're a corpse. Ah!
Oh man. Just like pounding people with the mace. Genuinely fun. Da, 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 da.
I see you.
Do you? Oh. I lost my bearings.
Yeah.
I killed a cow. Sorry, cow. Here he comes. Okay. Oh, don't hurt the horse. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I haven't looked for it, and that's kind of the thing, is like, that's not a word that anyone's looking for. We're looking for words like, we're looking for the word that means beautiful, because we know that that exists everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's
going on?
what are the words for cute in other modern languages? I can't even think of them. I don't even know the word for cute in Spanish. There's a lot of words that mean like nice looking, but I can't think of a word that means specifically cute. There he goes. Although, like, I mean, people must have said something about their pets, because we have like memorials for ancient Egyptian pets that are written in hieroglyphs. I don't know if, like, there's a really famous like stela for a dog. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, diminutives basically cutify like any word. Like some kind of headphone problem. Man, I see another question mark. I can go over the hill and attack from above. That sounds cool. Are there any Latin texts where they refer to something as cute? That looks really close. Papyrus. Oh man, Temple of Osiris. That sounds pretty neat. I don't actually know where that is in real life. Egyptian afterlife I've heard that lies out every night. Does that mean that the person only gets... Is that the ancient Greek word, Lexi? Oh. There's not actually anything for me to get. There's a little statue, though. So... It's... There's a lot of things. So the deceased person would have to travel the Duat and then like reunite. Like the Ka has to unite with the Ba, so that they can like live, and then once they survive their journey through the afterlife and are judged, then they can like their Ba can fly out, or they can like inhabit their statue or something like that. But there's a lot of steps in between. I'm not totally clear on when in that sequence like being able to leave your tomb happens, but I believe it's the final result is that you would be able to leave your tomb. And that's what a lot of the texts say, is like these are spells for like surviving the journey through the Duat and like going out by day, so that the being able to return to the world of the living is like the end result of surviving the afterlife. Does the Ba permanently? I think it returns back to the body. That's the main idea of mummification, is that it's not necessarily like they were expecting the corpse to go on living per se. It's that it was acting as sort of an image of the person that their soul could inhabit. So it's kind of like a vessel. That's not exactly right, but that's kind of the notion that you're working with there. Oh man, I keep getting better weapons.
Done.
Well, it's like a repeated resurrection. So you could go like live in your image that's been preserved, and that would provide like a refuge for your spirit.
Agreed.
You mean it seems like a temporary solution? Oh, temporary resurrection. Yeah, so the main goal of a lot of the the like journey through the Duat and like surviving was to become an effective spirit. And we don't know exactly what that is, but it's repeated in a lot of places, so it's clearly an important thing. And there are prayers written to, it's called an Ach, and there are prayers written to the Achs of dead loved ones. So it's definitely envisioned that like the spirit of the deceased person could continue to live and could continue to like visit the world of the living. Why does Egyptian myth seem so bonkers? Because it kind of is. It's like rooted in like ideas of mystery and these very esoteric, magical things. It's not meant to be straightforward. It's meant to be very mysterious. Yeah. In other mythologies, like when a person dies, they go to the land of the dead and don't really come back. It's definitely different from that. There are a lot of things in Egyptian mythology that seem to be reflected in Christianity, and there's been quite a bit of discussion over the years about whether like Christianity was influenced by Egyptian ideas of the afterlife, and I don't think we'll ever know for sure, but it's definitely a different concept from the afterlives of most other religions that existed at the time. You know, the Egyptian afterlife is supposed to be a pleasant place, which you really don't see in other places. Pretty much everywhere else, the afterlife is super miserable. Similar, I don't know. I mean, Hades and yeah, the Fields of Elysium is definitely the Sekhet Yaru, or some version of that, like the Field of Reeds, which was like a place in the afterlife that you could reach if you survived the judgment. And now, like, do you, like, if you survive the judgment, do you go to the Field of Reeds, or do you come back as a Ba? I honestly don't know. I don't. Yeah, I was just working with the understanding of like the Field of Reeds concept, and I didn't really think that much about like where the Ba would come from. Yeah, the Greek word comes from Egyptian. What is the Egyptian equivalent of Tartarus? I don't know what Tartarus is. I did at one point, but I've definitely forgotten. Because, yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I'm gonna drown. I'm just chatting, not paying attention to my air. I guess that would probably be the equivalent of like having your heart eaten by Amit and being like annihilated. I mean, the negative outcome in Egyptian thought was definitely like eternal annihilation, like death, essentially. And like the ideal outcome was surviving the judgment and being like vindicated at Osiris's court, and then being one of the blessed dead. So like an effective Akh, or but then the Ba is really a separate thing. So one of the things that is necessary for understanding this is the parts of the Egyptian self. So there are 5 parts of the Egyptian self, and the body is only one of them. So like mummifying the dead person in order to preserve their body is just preserving one of their parts. All the others would be like scattered by death, and you would have to reunite them. Yeah, that's pretty good. What is this alert? Oh, someone's streaming. That's a great question. Why wouldn't you want to stay forever in the Duat? I mean, I know the Field of Reeds and like the places where people went in the Duat were supposed to be pleasant. It was like it was an extension of like the good life on Earth. So I don't really know. Oh, the Sphinx. I didn't do these things. Oh, that's like where you go inside the Sphinx, which I'm not going to do yet. Because I have to get all the things. The stone circle things. What else is here? Yeah, but like, okay, so when the dead come out by day, are they, like, is that when they're awake? So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to my own stream to figure out where I stopped last time so I can go back to the same place and continue on. It was somewhere around here. I don't remember where exactly. Past broadcast. Wait, I haven't done? Oh, there's still a question mark there. What did I do? Oh, I did Min Kaure, and I didn't finish. I probably was going to talk about that. I probably should talk about that. What time is it? Okay. So my official streaming starts in 18 minutes. I'm just trying to figure out where I actually left off last time. I can't even tell. It's just like a random tomb near the pyramids. I guess I'll just start, like, Khafre's pyramid. You feel robbed? I did Khufu's pyramid. That's where I was going to start last time, and I did it. And then I went on, like, a quest, and I got sidetracked, and then I ended up here. I still haven't finished that pyramid. So I probably need to go over there. I think the best way it makes sense is to understand like the self being made up of multiple different parts that kind of represent different abstract ideas of like what a person is. So like the body is one part, but then there's also the name. A person's name is like an important part of their self, and like a person's name could be used to have magical power over them. And then there's the Ka and the Ba, and I'm forgetting one of the parts. Oh man, I learned this. I learned this in grad school. This is definitely not where I stopped last time. I think I was on the other side. What is the fifth? Shadow, thank you. Yes, shadow. Oh my gosh. I was never going to think of that. I feel like I know what you're about to ask, even though it didn't come through in the comment. Yeah, actually. Most dialects of Coptic would have been probably perfectly intelligible to someone in, like, at least the third intermediate period. Definitely in, like, the late period. That would have been perfectly intelligible. There are some differences. So Coptic uses this paraphrastic construction instead of the Sejm-F, which was common before, but there are still some, like, just occasional remnants. Oh my gosh, this man's getting attacked. Oh god, okay. Yeah, probably not a good idea to be out here with all the hyenas. So like the Sejm-F, there are a few like little remnants of it in Coptic, but it's almost totally gone. So that probably would have sounded a bit strange, but I still think it would have been intelligible. So for instance, I don't know, if you wanted to have like the Sejm-F, I guess the Sejm-F in Coptic of Jedef in earlier Egyptian would be like Joff. So that's a really big topic. So my advisor thinks that there's one or maybe two types of Sejm-F, and but the standard theory says that like those different usages are determined by the sentence structure and like the presence or absence of certain particles, like the particle EU, in coordination with the verbs. So there's disagreement about that. If you asked my advisor, he'd say that you can't. It means, I mean, Ankh Unas means may he live, may Unas live, because they're like perspective. Well, nobody knows, so they're all written the same way, and that's really the core of Alan's argument for the fact that they should be just the same thing, is that they're not distinguished in writing, so there would be no way to know, for if you were an Egyptian speaker reading a text, there would be no way to know which one was intended if they were different. Oh, that didn't make it that way. So that's kind of a big problem for like arguing that they are different, is like, well, how would anybody know which one was intended if they have like crucial differences in the vowels? Like presumably they would have just come up with a way to represent that. And maybe they have one. So that's one of the big problems of studying Egyptian, is that we don't speak the language. Oh, that's what happened. I tried to get in here, and I couldn't. I have to go a different way. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Still not official start time, but I guess I could work on that. I'll try to go back to my stopping point. It seems like a good idea. Let me see if I can actually do this. If I just like watch the video a little bit, I can figure out how I got here. Oh man, it's so teeny tiny. I'm somewhere in front of Khufu's pyramid. And I found a papyrus. Okay, I think that's where it is. Alright, let's see if I can find that on the map. Somewhere like here. Oh, here's where I was. Okay. I'm just gonna go back there so that there's no like discontinuity between the YouTube videos. I'm trying to create like a complete record of the game and like putting all the videos on YouTube. Mainly, I mean, people watch them, surprising enough, even to me, but they're mainly so that I can go back and get them at some point in the future if I want to like analyze some part of this game. So I want to like maintain that continuity. There's a comment by an Egyptian from the New Kingdom saying that man's speech is different. Yeah, as a man's speech from... So we do know that there were like significant dialectal differences between different places in Egypt.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's one of those great questions that I don't think anyone knows the answer to. The Coptic dialects that exist are really strikingly similar. So I'm doing a class right now, which is online. If you want to, anybody can join at any time. So if you want to join it, just send me a message about it. But we're going through Alan's Coptic dialects book, and you know, looking at the different dialects side by side, and nobody seems to have much trouble with it. We had a couple sentences in the class today where things were written really pretty differently, and no one in the class that I could see had a lot of trouble figuring out what was written. So, yeah, they're really not that different. And then they're not so different that you wouldn't be able to understand someone speaking one dialect or another. I mean, they're not more different from one another as like the different dialects of English spoken today, and I can pretty much understand anyone speaking English from any place in the world. What are some good places where I can find whole text written in non-SB dialects? I can hardly find any online. So I have a list of sources because I put together a text that was like a parallel text. I think it's like a couple chapters from the Book of John in as many dialects as I could find. Really, the best, if you want to look at different dialects, I think Alan's book is really the best place to start. Mimic forever. Who do I know? Hadrian's BB. Do I know you? I must. Who else would say mimic forever? Mimic is pretty cool though. It has a lot. Yeah, okay, I know who that is. It has a lot of like older Egyptian features in it, and it definitely, like, the vowel system is much more like earlier stages of the language. I think it's a student from the Coptic dialects class who loves Akhmimic. So it's just, you know, the special kind of weirdo who would have a favorite Coptic dialect, which is pretty much everyone in that class, myself included, We are all that special kind of weirdo who has a favorite Coptic dialect. Mine is Bohairic. I'm pretty set on that because it's the first one I learned, and it's the one that's still used in the church today. But, you know, there are other good dialects for sure. Akhmimic is an excellent one. There's a book called like Akhmimic Chrestomathy, but it's like Akhmimisha. I think it's a German book, but all the texts are in Coptic, so it doesn't really matter. You can probably find a PDF of that online. Yeah, it is just like little isolated snippets. Yeah, that is a great question. It's not there now, or at least not that I remember. I could look at some photos and see if it is there. I think that might have been a creative choice on the part of Ubisoft, but I'm not sure. I mean, they've got it in these two bands that look very deliberate, so they must be basing that on something. But I've seen it in person, and I don't remember a lot of red granite at the base of it. Not remembering. So yeah, I'm not sure where they're getting that from. Yeah, I was under the impression that Menkaure's pyramid was entirely covered in red granite. That's usually given as the explanation for why it's so much smaller. Like if you look at their relative sizes, Khufu's pyramid is the largest. Khafre's pyramid is slightly smaller, but it's actually at a higher elevation, so it stands slightly higher. And then Menkaure's is much smaller, but I'd always believed that it was totally faced in red granite, and that's like the reason that it's smaller, because red granite is so much more expensive than Tura limestone. So there are pieces of the Bible in other dialects. We don't have the same sort of complete text in other dialects that we have in Saitic and Bohairic, but good question. Oh yeah, I really need to finish going through the Discovery Tour. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I feel like I would learn a lot of cool things. Okay, so I'm just kind of hanging out here until the stream start time, so that I can start in the same place I ended last time, so that that there's continuity between the different YouTube videos. How did you become an Egyptologist? So it's kind of a long story, but it's not a very interesting story. So I studied classics as an undergrad, so Latin and Greek literature, and I was really interested in ancient languages. I actually went to college to study computer science. Oh, have we? And I didn't send it to you? I'm so sorry. I always try to answer people's questions on Reddit, but if it slipped through the cracks, I sincerely apologize. Definitely send me a message, and remind me so that I see it after the stream, because I'll definitely forget if you don't send me a message. Yeah, send me a message and I'll send you a PDF of the text. No problem. So I studied classics as an undergrad because I got super interested in ancient languages, and then I discovered Egyptian language. And I just kind of looked at it out of curiosity, and hieroglyphs look cool. It seemed really interesting, and I'm into ancient languages. And then I learned that we don't really know all that much about the ancient Egyptian language. There's a lot we don't know. And that to me was fascinating, because I'd been studying Latin and Greek, and I was really interested in linguistics. I also studied linguistics. I was interested in phonetics and phonology, and reconstructing the phonology of dead languages. It's just like a really intriguing problem to me. And then I discovered that we really don't know that much about ancient Egyptian, and it was like, well, here's a place where there's lots to discover. And so I started reading books about hieroglyphs and trying to learn a little bit, and I just loved it. I was just totally captivated by, really, it's mainly aesthetic. I was captivated by the aesthetics of Egyptian art and hieroglyphs, because that's the real joy of reading hieroglyphs, is that they never stop being works of art too. If you're reading an Egyptian text, an inscribed text, they are like you're just looking at individual works of art that also spell the sounds of a long dead language. So that's just like doubly fascinating. And then so I decided I wanted to study that. I did an undergraduate thesis and studied with someone at UT who also studied Egyptian. Oh, did you end up emailing Quack? Huh, that's interesting. I wonder if there's just like some kind of alignment between the two languages that makes them work better. There's definitely a lack of alignment with Egyptian and English that makes them not work so well. Oh yeah, I talked about it on Lexi's podcast, the Ozymandias project, which you can find on Apple Podcasts. And where can they find it, Lexi? Tell us all about it. So I did an interview for her, I guess it was like almost a year ago now. And I talked all about my journey. So I did a thesis, and I studied with a professor at UT who also was interested in ancient Egyptian. And then Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. So the Ozymandias Project, go find it. Wait, did I say that right? The Ozymandias Project. Go find it wherever you find your podcasts. And yeah. Wow. Lexi's really on the ball about her podcasting. She's got it everywhere. And she has a ton more episodes that are also super cool. That is very much how Egyptian translations sound. In my language classes, I always constantly try to remind my students that what we're doing when we're translating, translation is really not the goal. Translation is a means to an end. We're trying to understand. Oh, thanks, Lexi. Trying to understand the original text, and we just do translations as a means of checking our reading and making sure we've understood correctly. But yeah, you really have to read things in the original Egyptian. For Coptic, I always tell, I send around this parallel text of the Bible with two dialects, Bohairic and Saitic, and then the original Greek and a literal translation from the Greek in English. I always recommend that people just read that, because if you spend a lot of time reading Coptic, it will become sort of automatic in your brain, and you won't overthink the translation. Wait, what word is supposed to be de? In Japanese, we often say XYZ no kotoni. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I don't know Japanese, I'm sorry. Okay, so I think this is a good place to get started. I'm just going to do some circles so I can find it when I edit the video later. And yeah, so here we go. Official stream start. I'm going to go... We're going to Khafre's Pyramid because Lexi was super disappointed that I didn't go last time. So here we go. I'm glad you're excited. Yeah, Egyptian definitely likes to use this construction that's as for this, blah blah blah. And it actually makes perfect sense when you're reading Egyptian. It just doesn't translate well into English. And that's true. Even in Coptic, a lot of times, in the class, we just had our class a couple hours ago, and I'm pretty sure we had some places where I was I have no idea how to translate this word into English, because it just doesn't make any sense. It's not even a concept that we ever vocalize. Yeah, and there's something about the relatedness of the languages, like Latin and Greek, although they are totally different languages. Oh, I've been in this pyramid. It's way smaller than this in real life. You have to squat, but you don't need a torch. Yeah, Latin and Greek, for all that they are different, really have a lot in common with English and any Romance language. Oh, backtracking. Silica? Yeah. Oh, that one sentence was so good, where it was they died. Oh, Oh man, Pesha's Kef knife. Obscured one, do not be angry, we will find and punish them. Those who desecrated your bedchamber shall not enter the reed fields. So those are specific references to like Egyptian afterlife concepts, like the field of reeds. And this knife is that specific shape. You'll probably see some of them in museums if you go look at Egyptian objects. That's the special ritualized knife that's used for the opening of the mouth ceremony. So when a deceased person was mummified, they'd be totally wrapped up, and then their mouth would have to be like ritually opened with that knife so that they could speak for themselves in the duat. So then how does that connect with what I was saying before about like the actual mummy itself being a vessel? I don't know. Like, was it ritually opening the mouth of the person's spirit? Oh, interesting. It is weirdly German to use a lot of Latin. It definitely is. It seems kind of surprising to me that there is so much Latin in Germany, because to me they're just totally separate things. Oh man, this is going to be a puzzle. Because it is built on a slightly higher elevation, so it is actually like the peak of Khafre's pyramid is higher than the peak of Khufu's pyramid, in like strictly elevation terms, but it is actually slightly smaller. It's not that much smaller though. I don't remember exactly, but it's like you can't tell when looking at them. I mean, the effect of like the distortion of perspective is enough to make them look like they're the same size. Oh my gosh, so many Ushabtis. Anyone in my Coptic classes, when we see the word Woshev, this is your Woshev word. It becomes Ushabti or Shawabti for these little answerer figurines. I'm kicking them over mainly because it's fun. Although I'm disrespecting the spirit of Khafre. They can get back up though. Yeah, you and me both. I did. I killed them all. Oh, I know what I need to do. I was mainly stalling for time while I figure out how to solve this puzzle that I have no idea how to solve. But I think I got it. I have to pull this under here so that it doesn't fall down when I try to walk on it. Oh, good question. Excellent question, actually. I don't know. That's the most truthful answer. Oh, but that R does survive in that. So like Nofre is a Coptic word, and there the R survives because it's syllable initial. So the R would only be expected to be lost if it were word final. Oh man, check out this awesome Khafre statue. Does he have a little falcon behind him? No. Man, this is great. Oh, it's got a cartouche. It is the cartouche of... Oh man, Merneptah. Someone just asked me about this on Reddit. I think it was in the Assassin's Creed Origins subreddit. So if you're interested in that discussion, go check that out. Who is Amunet? Well, so Amunet is kind of just like a... Yeah, one Nofre. And then it gets the is from being, taken into Greek. Amunet is just a feminine form of the name Amun. So I don't even really think of Amunet as being like a significant goddess. Because Amun's consort is normally Mut. But Amunet shows up in the Ogdoad, which is this creation story, where there are 8 deities that are in 4 pairs. So there's like 4 male-female pairs, and Amun and Amunet are one of the pairs. Yes, also Amunet is Aya. It's named for a New Kingdom queen, if I remember correctly. But then she becomes Amunet, which is like the hidden lady. So that's kind of a cool name.
Ancient writing.
Oh man.
From the Old Kingdom.
Oh, you totally can. Yeah, you could totally make it Amuni. That's, I mean, that's, in my opinion, like a perfectly valid reconstruction. I mean, it's not a real Coptic word as far as I know, but I mean that's definitely a productive practice in Coptic, is just to put E on the end of something and make it feminine. You can totally do that. It is Amun in Coptic. We do have a few instances of it surviving into Coptic and being written as Amun. No, it's not Old Kingdom writing. I think I talked about that in a previous stream. It's it looks to be like literary late Egyptian, and it's been copied and pasted in such a way that I can't even tell what it's supposed to say, because it's just like little pieces of words and things. Okay, so we went in Khafre's pyramid. Yes. Yeah, that is true. Although, wait, nouns can't be used as verbs in Coptic. You have to put something to make them into a verb. You have to verb them somehow. Normally with the verb ire, that means to do. Okay. Oh, I'm on the other side. I need to go back around. But verbs can be used as nouns in Coptic because they are. All the verbs in Coptic are actually infinitives. So they are nouns, which means that you can just use them as nouns or as... Oh, that doesn't come through in my comments. I'm sorry. They Twitch doesn't have full Unicode support. Oh. Yeah, oh specifically means living. It's a noun. How did I get in here? Did I have to climb all the way up there before? I hope not. Maybe I do. Looks like there's something here. Oh man, is it? No, it's nothing. Okay, it's the bottom one. Just like in real life. So yeah, it is living. It's an infinitive. So like to live. Good question. Oh yeah. Well, I did show the Ben stone last time because we climbed up Khufu's pyramid. So the first word is something like towet, and that's a word that survives into Coptic. The part is it's living, so it's I assume it's a participle, in which case it would probably be something like that. I don't know. I'm hesitant to speculate too much, but it would probably be an active participle, so something like anich earlier, and then something like onech or onech in Coptic. And then amun is just amun. It doesn't change because it's a noun, so we actually do know. So like if I were to Copticize that name, I would say like Towet Onech Amun, which is obviously pretty kind of a mouthful. Oh, good and glorious Ptah, take this offering of a sacred bull. Do not rain your curse down upon us. We are simple men, and our families were starving. This is the truth of it. We humbly ask forgiveness for our transgressions against you. Yeah, it is really frustrating. I mean, that one I can speculate pretty confidently about what it would have been. Oh man, what happens if I go up there? Just because we have this like participial vowel paradigm, even if we don't have that specific word. And then there are other like related things, like shanash comes from se'ach, like to cause to live. So that has like, you know, those vowels tell us something. So we can kind of get all the way around it. Oh, there's a secret door. Did I miss it? Toet Onech Amun. Toet Onech Amun. And that back of that. I thought I was missing something. Alright, we're going back. Yeah, for sure. If you want me to write it in like IPA or something, just send me a message and I'll write it for you. It's kind of hard to convey something that precise, just like verbally. Did I not see a secret thing? What am I missing? I heard a jingle. It was over here. It's just some loot. Man, I don't know. Don't jump up. Oh, going straight. Did I jump up at some point? Here. It wasn't fully palatalized, so like Je. Wait, what did I miss? Okay, I came down here, I think. Nowhere to go here. Clear out the cobwebs, though. That's always good. Let's get those. Cobwebs? Cobwebs? Yeah, I came in here. The thing's lit. Palatal plosive, so like, yeah. Yeah, that's not too surprising to me. That's actually... Maybe I missed something in here. Is there anything else in here? No, I think I got everything. There's one little jingle this way. Okay. So, Lexi, I take it that means you are satisfied with our journey through Khafre's pyramid? That was the Peseshkef knife that I already saw. Okay. I want you to be disappointed. And then I jumped from this thing. Okay. I think I'm going to call this done. What about Nefer and Nebtawi? I don't know of a Nebtawi, but I feel like Nebtawi is actually not that difficult because we have so many related things. So, sorry, a lot of questions coming at once. Do you believe that using the current data that it will ever be possible to reconstruct earlier stages? That I don't know. I did talk about Houdin's theory of the internal spiral. Nesu BT. So there are two reflexes of Nesut that I know of. One is I'm going the wrong way. I'm trying to push circle. One is in the word shents, that means royal linen. So the nths at the end of that word comes from Nesu, and then the other one is in sonter, which is like the epithet of Amun, Nesu Necheru. So like King of Gods survives as Sonter, which matches what we know. So Nter is the plural of gods in Coptic. Yeah, it does actually. So Lesonis or Leshona, it's the L in that. It just survives as an L. And I think there's another one. I think there's another word where it also survives as an L. So it probably has an L in it, which also explains why it's written with the tongue. Because the word for tongue is attested as las everywhere. So yeah, so then how was it pronounced then? Probably Mel or something like that? Yeah, so the first and so we have the inter from that's reflected in Coptic already. And then we have so the so is the only part. So I don't know, how do I get into this? I don't know how to get into Minkaure's temple. There's another entrance somewhere. Oh, maybe it's here. Maybe it's on the other side. Oh no, that's the wrong pyramid. Damn. How do I get into this thing? Maybe I'll look with Senu. Let's go over there and see what we can find. Go right up to it. Alright. Am I even going the right way right now? I think so. You have to climb up on the side. Okay. I swear I've done this before. I just don't remember. I have a terrible memory. Okay, so I climbed up to that top entrance for sure. And that's where I couldn't go in. What yourself?
Hey.
Oh man, lots of bandits. Took him out. Oh man, I love being so overpowered. This is so much fun. I have so much fun when I just like kill everyone instantly. Oh man, I'm on fire though. That's not good. Oh man. So epic. Yes, I see that, Lexi. I don't know if they were deliberately obscure so that lay people wouldn't understand them. I think they were deliberately obscure because they are magical religious texts, and they're talking about very obscure things by nature. Wait, I could just walk right in here? I'm pretty sure I tried to walk right in here before.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm on fire. I gotcha. Okay. A little slow. Did I not come in here already? I just didn't find it. I just donked it up. That's what I did. Good job. Thanks, Lex. I'm so glad I have you here for moral support. I know I went down here. I know I did. Did I go this way? Yeah, because there was like the kiddos were in here. They were like playing in the pyramid, and I thought that was a really bad idea. And I remember because it was only a week ago. Oh man, sound's messed up again. Okay. I came in here, we saw the sarcophagus. We saw... Oh man, more Shabtis. Yes. This is my favorite part of this game right here. I love knocking over the Ushabtis so much. There could be a whole game when it was just like things lined up that you run around in and they fall over pleasantly. No, I might still need that. Oh, there. I know. This is where I was supposed to go. I just didn't even see that. Oops, that's trying to do arrows. This way. Aha. Got it. Okay. I found it. Oh man, ancient writing from the Old Kingdom. I'm gonna save that for last because that's the best part. Oh no!
Ancient writing from the Old Kingdom.
Our talents are so hopelessly broken. Yeah, that's true. That's true in Egyptian texts too. So, like, one of my absolute favorite Egyptian stories is the story of the Doomed Prince, and it's like this wonderful, like folktale story where there's like a prophecy that he's going to be killed by a scorpion or a snake or a crocodile or something. Nice Coptic. So you don't need a P, and you need an us because it's for the agreement. Still, like, you know, B+. Also, I can read it, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so the Doomed Prince, he's gonna get killed by like one of these three animals, and then he like goes on a journey, and there's like a princess in a tall tower, and he has to climb up and like free her, and then he can marry her. And he like gets married to the princess of Mitanni, I think. And then it's like he like goes to the shore, and there's like a crocodile in the river, and that's where it ends. I think they're all done. Yeah, it's like we're never gonna find out what happened to the Doomed Prince. I've tried to, for myself, like invent an ending that I find satisfying, and I don't think I've totally got it. Because I think the story, it's such a well-written story. I'm pretty sure like those three animals are going to come in somehow, and like all three of them are going to be there, and he doesn't really die, but it's like a play on words somehow, and the prophecy was misunderstood. And then the three become his animal friends. I don't know. I just feel like it needs a really good, super creative ending, where like what you thought was going to happen is like subverted somehow by what really happens. Redland, Blackland. Oh yeah, Redland, Blackland is a great book. I definitely recommend that. Didn't the Hathors prophesy? Probably. Can the Hathors be wrong? Yes, they definitely can. So Egyptian deities are not at all infallible, not even close. But I think for the story to be a good story, they need to somehow be right. Otherwise, if like the story ends with just like, oh, they said that, but they were wrong, well, that's not a good ending. That's not like a satisfying story ending. They need to somehow be right, but also he needs to like not get just like randomly killed by a scorpion as he walks into his house, because that's a pretty lame ending too. There needs to be some kind of like twist where like they were right, but it's not like you thought it was going to be, and it's super interesting, and he marries the princess, and it's like very romantic and exciting. That's what I want for that story. I just haven't come up with it yet. Maybe I'll write that story. I'll sit down and write it as like a short story or something, and then I'll have to come up with the ending. Yeah, shows. So in writing, it doesn't show dialectal variation, and that's probably somewhat intentional, right? Like that hieroglyphic script isn't really capable of showing a lot of dialectal variation, at least as we understand it. But again, our knowledge of the hieroglyphic script is totally reconstructed after it was lost, so it's totally possible that there are things we don't understand, but we can't see it anyway. Different word order? No, I don't think so. Not so much. I would expect some different vocabulary. Like, you know, British English and American English use different terms for things. But we wouldn't be able to see that if it were in Egyptian texts, because we would just have multiple terms for a thing. Like there are multiple words for, I don't know, different things. Like there are hundreds of words for different type of plants that we're not really sure what type of plant it is, or there are thousands even. There are, I'm trying to think of some examples. There are two words for heart, for instance. There's Ib and Hati, and only the word Hati survives into Coptic as the word hate. Oh my gosh, how do I keep running into trees in open country? Amazing. Okay, so we have two words for the exact same thing, and one of them kind of rises to prominence, and one of them kind of decreases in usage. But what about when they're being used at roughly the same time? Well, all we know is that we have two words for the same thing. Could that be a dialectal variation? Almost certainly. Like, almost certainly that new word arose in one dialect and then gradually supplanted the other. But we can't tell which dialect the text is written in. So if we see one word, we don't necessarily know that it's in one dialect or the other. Oh my gosh. I don't want to kill cats. I'm not a fan of murdering cats.
Whoa.
Could it be that the Demotic we see in letters is just a standardized form of the vernacular, which is not exactly the vernacular? It definitely is the case, at least to some degree. So, like, the first thing that comes to mind is, like, the temporal form of the verb in Demotic is written in the way of Saitic. It's actually different in Bohairic, but it's written in the Saitic way, although Demotic originated in the Delta. So why does it write this verb construction with, like, the southern dialect form when the northern dialect form uses something different? Well, maybe they were the same at that time, and then Bohairic later changed, started using, like, the past relative form. Or maybe it was kind of standardized with, like, a standard, like, Theban type dialect that was more prestigious or something. I really don't know, but it's a good question. We definitely have things like that.
Whoa.
Hard to follow these trains of thoughts. When Ushem and Hatek.
Whoa.
There's a something in me. A shame? A
I should
little?
speak to Pasharemta right away. He's likely at the Great Temple.
Got him. Oh man, there's more.
Die.
Neither of my weapons are good for fighting on horseback. I think I should switch to a spear. Oh, Shane. When Shane and Hatek. There's a tree inside of you. I love it. Oh, lame. Lame. Okay, we gotta do it this way.
Yeah. You are a god.
Oh. Yeah, you could just say Hatek.
Whoa.
Oof. Yeah, I'm pretty lost. Oh, that's fine. We can talk about whatevs. It doesn't have to be game specific. Oh man. Oh, we are coming to Memphis. This is definitely one of my favorite locations in this whole game. I didn't realize we were going to get here so fast. Okay, the Lizard's Mask. Have to do that. There's some fast travel points. I love unlocking fast travel points. That one's on top of a temple. There should be lots of cool things to see there. There's also going to be tons of side quests, and I'm going to do all of them. Oh man, okay, more comments. Sorry. I'm going to find more. Oh yeah, that one I read. Up until the recently colloquial Japanese. Interesting. Yeah, I mean that's true in a lot of languages. How tough is he? 28? I think I could take him. I think I should try. I can sneak up on him, arrow him. He'll have to try to chase me. Alright. I think this is my first Philokitai that I have taken on. Let's see how this goes. Erasmus. I mean, that's true, you know, like my language. I grew up in Texas, and that dialect is definitely considered low prestige. It's, you know, pretty universally used to, like, mark someone as an idiot. And it doesn't match the way we write. I mean, really no English dialect matches the way we write, but...
You will not escape.
And, like, the way I speak now is, like, a learned... This isn't my native dialect. This is, like, a learned way of speaking. So, yeah, that's definitely, like, a very common thing. I'm just gonna go fight him. Come here. Oh, not fast enough. Ah, he is fast
You are an
enough.
aberrance of nature's law.
Man, get up. How many people watch a streamer who is terrible at fighting? Yeah, so kind of trying to read that as best I can while losing this fight. Oh man, I'm doing so bad. I'm just gonna shoot him in the knee. Nope, fail. Got this other guy joining in. What an opportunist.
Always one
He's so
breaks the
fast.
back.
This guy's like at my level. I should definitely be able to beat him. Nope, and I can't. Let's do this. Yes, stabby stab. Yes, I love the stabby stab. Definitely one of my favorite things. Especially when you're doing Curse of the Pharaohs and you have to fight the Pharaohs, that stabby stab is so useful. Man, he is so fast. Can't get any hits in. I'm gonna die. I gotta run away. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I can't run away. I'm attached to them. Run! Run! Oh no. It's not going well. Long period where people write Demotic, but it doesn't represent how people actually speak. Yeah, definitely. Especially in the like later phases of Demotic, it doesn't match speech all that well. Oh my gosh, now Crocodile's in on the action. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak around. I need to change weapons for sure. I have like exactly the wrong weapons for this. Let's get sword and spear. Like, Demotic is still writing Sejamefs, you know, long after they're not being used anymore regularly. Oh my gosh, I got like 20 dudes with him. Oh man, it's not going well. It's not going well. Oh no, I don't want to be in range. Oh man, he got to me. Oh no. Oh, dead. Dead.
You are an aberrance of nature's law.
I am. Okay, I'm gonna have to fight this guy again. I think that was the first time I've actually died. I know. It's like the first time I've died in this stream. It's humbling. Oh, now where is he? It's way over there. I kind of want to fight him some more. That I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. Like in some cases, yes, because they, like the hieroglyphs are also drawn, and in that case, like it must have taken a pretty skilled artist to produce the text, and you know, presumably that person also could have drawn the pictures. In other cases, probably not, or there's no reason to think so because the pictures are really skillfully drawn, but the hieroglyphs are just kind of like in hieratic, and like any scribe could produce those. There's a man in the water, dead.
Memphis. It is beautiful, but it stinks of the battlefield. Or a tomb.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Hey, what?
Oh, there he is. Oh man,
There you are,
I ran right into
Magi.
him. Yeah, here I am. We both have our health back, and we're gonna fight it out in this field.
You must be put down, renegade.
Right into his shield. Thought maybe I could clear it. Oh my gosh! What? I just walked right into him.
Always one breaks from the pack.
Man, I cannot dodge this guy. Wow.
You must be put down, renegade.
Yeah. I think there's also like kind of a, oh my gosh, a democratization of those things as well. That means that like overall quality is going to go down, but oh my gosh. Wow.
Always one
Why can't I
breaks from the
dodge? What the hell? Man, this guy is just tearing me up. I can't seem to dodge anything that he does. Yeah, I'm just doing really bad in this fight. But I am, like, dodging. And just nothing is happening. I'm just, like, getting punched.
Of nature's law.
I'm running away from you now. I gotta go get my health back. Horse. No, I'm running away. Oh, I love the use of the different verb tenses. This is some quality Coptic content. It actually, like, writing Coptic in Roman alphabet actually works just fine. That's why they survive from Upper Egypt, is because they were kept in tombs in the desert, which preserves them. So the Delta, we have way less from the Delta. Most of what you see from ancient Egypt is from Upper Egypt, just because things in the Delta would decay much more easily. Let me see if I can manage to actually hit his face. Got him. Man. Oh, took an arrow to the knee.
Whoa.
Oh, another one. That's good. That's a good start for me. Running away again.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna fight him in the wimpiest way possible. Yes, that's going well though. It's going well. Oh, missed. Missed. Let's do the double attack. Oh man, that worked really well. Yes. Oh man. But, okay, so, sometimes, yeah, and we do have... thanks, Lexi. I really appreciate your constant love and support. Very grateful. You saying I should get down and, like, fight him like a man? Instead of just running around on my horse? Oh man, he looks angry though. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, man. He breaks through my shield every single time. And then I break through his and he just like, it does nothing to him. And he just comes back swinging. I don't think I can beat him this way. I don't think it's possible. Maybe for someone who's good at it, but it's not possible for me.
Always one breaks from the pack.
Okay, go ahead and face him. Damn. I can't do anything about
An
that.
aberrance of nature's law.
Man, I cannot beat this guy. I should have stayed on my horse. Oh, run away! Run away! Should have stayed on the horse. Oh, man. Run away! Yeah, this is a much better system for fighting him. Oh man, still got me. Look at that. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best not to move, but not going so great. I never even really considered whether we could write Coptic and Latin characters, but we definitely can. Maybe we just should. Maybe that would help with revival. Look at how much better I'm doing with the horse to aid me.
Whoa. Got you now. Got you.
Whoa.
Like written Coptic? Got him. Look at that. Wow, champion. Gonna confirm my weak-ass kill. Oh, but I got an awesome spear.
Bayek of Siwa, styling himself as a Magi, is sought for crimes against the rule of our glorious pharaoh.
Oh,
Orders
yes.
to kill me. Those who hold them must die before I do.
Oh, the shield break ability. Do I not have that? Hang on. I definitely need something that I don't have, because that went unusually badly, even for me. Wait, I have shield break. I used it. No. So I have the thing, whatever the thing is where you can use, like, the heavy attack and, oh. Well, you're supposed to be able to kill that guy. I just did really badly at it. Great during the late antique period. Oh, handwriting is becoming worse and worse. Huh. That's interesting. Shield charge might have been useful, because then you can run up and move their shield for a second and knock them back and then get an attack in. With him, every time I would use heavy attack to try to like move his shield, he would just come back swinging. So that just was not working. I mean, I've definitely fought that guy before, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get my ass handed to me every time. But maybe I did, I wouldn't remember. Let's use these ability points, though. I have destroyed my enemy. Is there a comment by an ancient Egyptian saying, why is this script so hard? Not that I know of, but I haven't read everything ever written in Egyptian, so it's entirely possible that someone might have said that. But it's also like, is this what I want? It's kind of like, it's a feature, not a bug. Like, the difficulty of ancient Egyptian is definitely part of like how ancient Egyptian functions, because it creates like a really high barrier to entry. Only certain people can become scribes. It requires a lot of education, and then you create this like class of white-collar workers basically because the script is difficult. And without that, you know, if you had a super easy script that anyone could learn, that would provide a lot more access. And it would make it much harder to like maintain a totalitarian government, which is what Egypt was for sure. Damn, it's the cursed one. I still kind of want it though, even if it's cursed, because it's such a nice spear. I can't get it now anyway. Yeah, it's very likely that most ancient Egyptians wouldn't know how to read, although the only real hard evidence we have on literacy rates comes from Deir el-Medina, where the literacy rate was close to 20%, which is much, much higher than people normally estimate it at. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. It's quite possible that a high percentage of people could read, much higher than we think, and we just wouldn't know. But it's also very likely that the people at Deir el-Medina were especially well educated when it came to writing, because they were the workers in the tombs who had to, like, you know, draw and paint hieroglyphs. It's not as long as a real sarissa. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but it's also kind of like a "that's what she said" sort of comment. I don't know if that joke's too played out to make, though. Oh, okay. So what should I do? Do we have votes? We should go look at the temple for sure and unlock this fast travel point. But do we want a main quest or do we want to do side quests? I don't know how people feel about that. I'm taking contributions now. If you have an opinion. The next main quest is the lizard one that I have selected. The lizard's mask. Speak to Pasharemta in the Great Temple of Ptah. So, Pasharemta means, my Coptic students can tell you what that means. And I have to go speak to this guy in the temple, and then I have to hunt down the lizard, who's, I think that, like, that old Karen lady. Yes. Son of Ptah. Oh, there's a hidden papyrus here. I was too distracted by fighting the Phylakitai. I didn't, like, notice all these cool things. There's so many cool things to look at, and Memphis is just one of the best settings in this whole game. Maybe the best. I don't know. I mean, the Duat scenes are pretty awesome, and then Thebes is great, and there's like that. Ah! I almost ran over a child. Sync point. Gotta get sync point. Okay, start it, and then branch off if necessary. No, I don't.
I'm just here until I finish my.
I mean, I don't hate them or anything, but they are not my favorite. Because, like, look how authentically Egyptian this place is. Look at these statues of
The smell
Ptah.
of it makes me sick. The gods have turned their faces away from us.
I don't think that's true.
Stonemasons
Oh,
are needed
does the main
everywhere.
quest the one with the Apis bull?
temples are
That would be
always-
really cool, because there's so much cool stuff in there. I have no idea what Ubentresh's specialty is. I actually don't know who that person is. So, I can only, like, infer from their comments. So these flagpoles are authentic. Temples definitely had these wooden flagpoles, and on surviving temples you can see the notches where the flagpoles would have been. And this is also for, like, my language students. This is the Netcher hieroglyph, Nute, the one that means God, is one of these flagpoles. So it's hypothesized that, like, some of the earliest Egyptian cult objects were these flagpole things, and that's why it becomes the symbol for God. So yeah, there's your hieroglyph in real life. They look so great. Man, this is so cool. No, actually, definitely not. So Ubentresh definitely studies something that involves overlap. Like for me, I took Akkadian and I read some Akkadian texts. I doubt I could read them now, and I really don't engage with any Mesopotamian things, except as far as it's useful for, like, questions of phonology. And even then, I mostly spend time with, like, later materials. Yeah, I mean, they were united in my department at Brown, where I did my PhD. It's the Department of Egyptology and Assyriology, and like, you know, most of my friends from grad school study Assyriology, or a good portion of them anyway, maybe not most, but yeah, we really don't know a huge amount about each other's fields, and we very often ask each other questions. The oldest one in which we can make out the features. So most of our Egyptian temples are actually from the New Kingdom, and even this form, these large pylons, and then the ascending elevation as you go inside, and then the Holy of Holies inside, which in this case is going to be an Apis bull. This is like the New Kingdom temple plan, and we do have some older things. So there's, like, Middle Kingdom shrines at Karnak, and some of the buildings there date earlier.
awaiting orders.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Do we have the pylons? I think so. I think yes. But most of our evidence comes from New Kingdom temples. There are some things. I know John Baines works a lot on a site at Elephantine, I believe, where there's like a rock-cut shrine, or there's like a natural cave that had a shrine in it, and then temples were later built on top of it.
Part of the ritual.
And there are plenty of archaeological sites where we can see like older layers.
Have no doubt of this. If our child dies,
Oh, we do have
I
Old
die.
Kingdom temples.
No, my lords, do not speak like that.
I must
So
go
like
to
the mortuary
seer's
temples near the pyramids are Old Kingdom.
house. Leave me be.
And they have a lot of similar features in them. And then there's like the Hieroglyphs, like pre-dynastic sites. Yes, Episcopal. There's a reconstruction of that shows like a reed shrine with the flagpoles on the front. I'm not sure how much of that is rooted in hard evidence and how much is speculative.
I have come to seek the lizard.
Oh, the lizard.
Oh, that
One
pectoral is a real
affliction for Memphis.
object.
The city withers in the darkness of a curse.
Oh man, it's a stinky curse.
Disease, pestilence, the poisoned stink of the air. The apes ghoul-sickened many to death.
Not completely. I mean, they have a lot of structural features in common.
Gods have abandoned us. The people look to me for guidance, but
What is
I
it?
am as
Like, what is
lost
the
as
physical
they.
thing? I don't think anyone knows. I've heard a few hypotheses that I thought were pretty compelling. So, like, it's normally given as an ankle strap, which I think is not very likely, although, you know, possible. Not more likely than anything
even
else.
my own house. My wife, Timehotep, has miscarried 3 times this year. She's with child again, but if she loses a 4th...
Pasharimta is dressed like a proper Sem priest with his leopard skin
My wife's seer can help.
outfit.
His house is to the southwest.
If the gods are responsible, I will kneel beside you as they strike
Yeah,
us
there's
down.
quite a bit out there. So, there's a book by, I think, Salima Ikram and Aidan Dodson, like The Complete Temple. I think I have a PDF of that too that I could send you. Okay. So I have to go this way and talk to someone. I wasn't paying that much attention during his speech, but luckily there's a little like lozenge on the screen that we can run to. Oh man, this town. It's so well done. Oh. Oh, there's a place to go in here. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to come back here.
Move! Get out of my way!
That Complete Temples book has a lot in it. I think it could definitely answer the questions that you asked better than I can, and I think it would have a lot that's interesting for you in it. But there's plenty of writing about the layout of Egyptian temples, and in fact, it's a really common subject for.
Grow, O light.
It's something that people like to write about.
O light.
My child.
Oh my gosh. These rituals are so awesome. I think they're totally made up, but they're still great. I thoroughly enjoy them.
You have come at last.
So that Bucephale symbol, like
He is
the
deliverer. Many
oh, that's a
years I
goat's
have
head. I
waited
thought it was
for
an
him.
ox head at first.
What?
Quick! Help me dream my child away from death.
Let us proceed with the ritual.
Oh man, I'm so bad at that part. I have to fight the snake. I'm so terrible.
Bring me the
Oh.
cauldron. I am the master of secret things. The
That's a real
form
title,
of the
too.
soul
The Master of
that
Secrets.
rests in the heavens.
Where is it? Over
I
here.
am servant to the great God, who gives life.
Oh, I know,
each
Lexi. Just shoot it with the arrows.
I am the companion of
I
the
know.
flame, in whose mouth.
That doesn't mean I'm going to be good at it, though.
Sothis, reveal yourself here today and answer me without falsehood. Let your eyes be opened.
I'm great with the
Devoid of moisture.
predator bow.
Come forth from the stream. Sothis, let their eyes be open.
I can definitely crush it with the
Let your
predator
eyes
bow.
be opened.
I mean, it's super easy. Nice. So I just drank some like powerful hallucinogenic brew. Some, you know, buy the ticket, take the ride. Pretty much. I mean, they would have had ergot for sure. So we were talking about that the other day in the class and on Discord, like these questions of like ancient hallucinogens. And it's really not clear what like ancient Egyptian hallucinogens would have been. But they grew rye, which means that they would have encountered ergot for sure. And if you eat that, you're going to, I mean, it's got LSD in it.
I
Yeah.
must keep moving, or be swallowed by
Me
the
too,
desert.
actually. This looks... Oh, I gotta
Is
keep
someone
moving,
there?
guys.
What is that? Some kind of tomb?
Maybe. Maybe I can. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be going, but considering that I'm... like, just tripping balls, I think I can just run in any direction. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that worked
I
out.
should head towards those braziers.
Yeah, I definitely should.
I must keep moving, or be swallowed by the desert.
He quotes ancient texts when he fights. If I happen to know what he's quoting, I'll definitely tell you. I mean, this whatever he drank is definitely like some epic magical brew.
That shadow. That is the Soul Eater.
Oh no. The Soul Eater is the worst.
O you doorkeepers who guard your portals, who swallow souls and who gulp down the corpses of the dead.
I think that's
What a
from
journey I have
the
made.
Netherworld books. I can't say which
The
one
things
specifically.
I have seen. I am but one of you.
Yeah, there are definitely cases where the texts were not understood by the people who are using them in ritual settings. So these are the judgment scales, where your heart has to be weighed against the feather of Ma'at. Oh no, I don't want to skip. This is pretty neat. In the books of the dead, they're normally not that huge, but they are kind of large. Oh yeah, definitely. They're even there's a specific spell in the pyramid text that I remember, which was just totally nonsensical, and we read it in our pyramid text class, and I think Alan wanted to see if any of his students could make any sense of it, and none of us could, and basically the conclusion was that it was just like gibberish phrases. Poppy?
No!
Okay, so now, Lexi, you can decide for yourself. Am I good with the bow? Oh no, my heart fell into the underworld situation. Misha? I'm not sure. that you can actually you can see his take on every sentence if you look at his translation, because that is, you know, that matches what he teaches. Although I'm sure he's, you know, like learned some things since he wrote that. But for the most part, that's, you know, those are his. This is so cool. This would be like the awesomest thing ever if it didn't involve fighting a giant snake that wants to eat my heart. Also, I have to say, I do wish that Amunet had been in here.
Did that crazy old fool poison me?
Oh no.
Ah! Poison.
Oh, stay away from the poison. He's going to come out on some other side. I think there's a pattern you're supposed to learn. Definitely not supposed to just
You will not
stand
devour
here.
my heart.
I feel like there's a pattern to the way he moves. But what is it? Oh, there's a little glowing thing. Oh, there he is. Wow. Okay. So he's coming like this. Oh man. So it's going well.
The destructive one.
Yes. There is a huge snake. Oh man, here it comes.
Protect me.
Has anyone else figured out the pattern to his movements? I feel like there is one. There we go. Wow.
I take the bow. I sweep the sky with it.
I take the bow. I sweep the sky with it.
Knots the cord and lashes the shrine together.
I mean, that's almost certainly from a funerary text, but I couldn't say exactly where. Where's he gonna come from? There he is. Oh man, he's coming toward me. Oh, not fast enough. Not fast enough. Oh.
I am he who drives off the destructive one.
Oh man, I'm so good with the bow. Look at me go. Oh man, missing. Nice. I hope I have infinite arrows at least, because I'm going to miss a lot. Stay away from the poison. He's going to be back over here. Where is he? There he is.
I take the bow.
Damn.
I sweep the sky with it.
I take the bow, I sweep the sky with it. Doesn't sound like anything that I know off the top of my head. Over here. There he is.
You will not devour my heart.
Are these even useful, these arrows that I'm shooting?
So Apep can be hurt.
Oh, okay. I guess I hit him for the first time just then. Amazing. I mean, luckily I have
I take the bow.
lots of help.
I sweep the sky with it.
It's gonna be over there. Like a specific magical bow? I don't know. I don't know of an instance of a specific magical bow. Oh man, I'm getting crushed.
He's weakening.
Is he? I feel like I'm weakening.
I am he who drives off the destructive one.
I love my confidence. Wow. I mean, I pushed shoot like 5 times. Nothing happened. So I think I'm going to say I'm pretty bad with the bow. Pattern side, column, up.
I sweep the sky with it.
Yeah, I'm like running around in circles too much to identify the pattern. It seems like it's pretty straightforward. But I keep losing it. Now he's going to come across the middle. I thought I was already to that side. Okay.
You
Nope,
will not
he's got the
devour my
poison.
heart!
It's kind of nice that you just, like, can't really die, though. That's fun. Okay, he's coming back up.
I am he who drives off the
I think I'm getting
destructive
better.
one.
Into water, across, right column. Got it. I love that people are watching this glorious performance. There he is. Oh, he's got to come across the middle. And I should have known. Down into water.
You
And
will
he's gonna
not
come up
devour my heart!
around here somewhere. There we go. Still got me with the spray. And he's gonna come up high, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to get it. Whew. Who eats their innards whenever they have come? Confrontation. Their belly's full of magic. Yeah, that sounds like pyramid text. That's how they sound. Okay. Oh man, I just learned the
I am
pattern.
the great one within his eye!
I'm the great one within his eye sounds like pyramid text too. I think they just grabbed things from translations and just like pulled out chunks of things.
You will feel the sun god's wrath!
Get out of the poison. Okay, I got a few good hits in there. Oh, I can't tell where that thing is. There we go. Does he always just stay over here?
Return to the Chaos Sea!
It seems like he does.
I need to get to solid ground. You will not claim me, destructive one!
Oh wow, came in there. Oh my gosh.
Tear the dwarf apart.
Was not expecting that. Where is that? Where is he? Oh my gosh. Oh. He took a bite out of me.
I will not go into the Valley of Darkness.
Yeah, sure.
It is not my
I'll see it.
time yet.
Whenever I see it. Yeah. I'll probably get a notification about it, actually. I normally do. Although Reddit notifications are pretty hit and miss.
You will
There
not
he is.
claim me, destructive one. I need to
Oh,
get
man.
to solid ground.
Gotta get to solid ground. He just bit me on the face. Where are you at, Alpep? Oh, I managed to dodge that time. Look at my skills, you guys. I'm getting way better at this. I'm so pleased.
You will feel the sun god's wrath.
Okay, let's hope he comes back over there. No, he doesn't. Ah.
Return to the Chaos Sea.
Okay. That was a few misses. That's okay.
I will destroy you. Die, Soul Eater. Be gone.
Oh man, I don't even remember that movie. It was the worst. I think this Apopia is pretty good. I mean, as representations of Egyptian things go. Wow. Oh man, I'm thoroughly pleased with myself for not totally failing at that. Okay. No, that movie is just... it's just the worst. I think it was also just like a bad movie. Like, nobody liked it as a movie. Which I feel like... I wish I could get that point across. Like, I think if you're doing a creative work, if you actually base it on something, like a deeper story, and don't just phone it in, like, that will resonate with audiences, even people who don't, like, know or care about Egyptology. Like, it, you know, pick up on that. Like, whether things are just sort of careless and lazy, or, like, based on something with depth. Is it so bad it's good? I don't know. I know I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I saw it, like, 10 years ago or whatever. Henti-irti. Yeah, that's what... so Henti means, like, who's in front, and... oh, and the comments are back. It's obviously the epithet of a god. The weird metal creatures they turn into are funny as shit. I don't even remember that. I guess I have to watch it again, but I'd rather not. So for Field of Reeds in Coptic, for my book, I call it Soshi Or. So the word Yaru doesn't survive, as far as I know. I couldn't find any, like, Coptic descendant of it, but I compared it with a bunch of words that do survive and decided that it would probably survive as something like Or, like Omega Rho. And then, yeah, Tesosha in something, Tesosha in Or. I have not played Assassin's Creed 2. Oh, I'm back.
They are returned.
The book is coming along slowly. It's definitely got better.
My child lives.
Praise to the gods.
Also because it has, like...
What do you see?
There's a bunch of different writings of it, but it's very often, like,
Your
Yod,
and
Al, or
are the
Aleph,
same.
you know, whatever that is.
Refuse.
R.
The temple food, he who
I guess it could
prepares
be
it,
Ol
poisons
also.
your womb with flesh of the dead. Go and slay the poisoner and lift Memphis out of evil.
Praise to him who will deliver us all.
Okay, I gotta go kill the poisoner. That seems like a good goal. Stuck on this column. I'm gonna take a second to check out this cool ritual space. There's a little stone wall. Looks like it's roofed with thatch and cloth. It's such a cool space. It reminds me of a bunch of real places I've been. Like little, like, desert things. Pinar is... I think she's reading the Clan of the Cave Bear. So, I think the Clan of the Cave Bear is the story that's closest to the kind of book I want to write. So I read it for that reason.
Aya!
No. No, I don't think it is ever explained. It's something to do with magic. Oh, and Aya's here.
Are you well?
Better for seeing your face.
So I just ran the Clan of the Cave Bear for, like, in, like, 2 days. And I told her she had to read it. It's so good. If you haven't read it, Lexi, that book is fantastic. And it's definitely the closest thing I found to the sort of like
There's a
atmospheric,
strangeness in
like
your
time
eyes.
machine quality
What
of
afflicts
what
you?
I'm trying to write.
Dreams. Of our son.
Bayek.
The High Priest's wife has been poisoned.
It's surprisingly
The
good.
seer claims that her poisoner is our enemy.
The lizard.
I believe so.
The Apis bull is also at the point of death. Let's go to the temple. We can speak more of your dreams on the way. Come, we'll take a boat for speed.
I don't know.
So,
Snatcher, like to,
how does it feel to be Magi to the whole of
to
Egypt?
sanctify or to like to make holy?
Like trailing after an ant colony sometimes.
What's she doing?
But I am proud to serve those in need.
Is she getting
As
on
am
the boat?
I.
Okay.
And proud to serve the Queen.
Have you spoken to the High Priest?
Yes,
supposed to go that
in
way? I
advance
should
of
have
the
been paying
Queen's
attention.
arrival.
I was thinking about
She's coming
Snatcher.
to Memphis.
Yes.
Which
The
way were we
exiled
supposed to
ruler
go?
appears in the heart of old Egypt. That'll set the young Ptolemy on notice.
It lifts my heart to see you, Bayek.
Aya, you are the one joy left in my life. I want you at my side again.
I am bound to the Queen's service.
Seneb, I really don't know. It doesn't survive.
It
Oops.
means as much as ever.
I'm supposed to be
But we have
piloting this
seen
while
the
I'm trying to
Order's
read the
evil
comments.
now.
We can fight it, shoulder to shoulder.
I've
I don't even know if
promised
we're
the
supposed to be
Queen.
on the boat, to be
What has
honest.
she done for you that I have not?
She lifts my gaze to the horizon. I will never stop mourning what we lost. Never. But I must
Okay,
make
good.
a world that is larger than our griefs, so that no mother ever again lives what I have
Oh,
lived.
sweet. Oh my gosh.
After I killed the lizard,
This is so cool.
After you kill the lizard, I will leave Memphis.
then I will follow.
Like boating up to the
Let us hunt
temple.
together, as we did before.
This is definitely a real thing.
You said dreams troubled your mind. Do you want to tell me of them?
Oh, you
No.
need to take the boat for speed. Okay.
I would rather
I
not
was
bother
thinking
you.
about other things.
We will
When were
need
the
to speak
hieroglyphs
of it
flipped in
someday,
papyri? Sometimes
once the
they're
sands
facing
have
one side.
settled.
Once the sands have settled. When will that be?
Sometimes they face the other way, because it's like netherworld text. So they're like everything in the underworld is backwards, and so like the glyphs themselves don't face the direction which you read to show that kind of like it's like opposite day in the Duat all the time. That's normally why. If they have something to do with the underworld, they'll often be flipped. And they can be flipped in either direction. The main thing is that the glyphs, you don't read
Where
into
should
the
we begin?
faces anymore.
Check the gods'
All the
enclosure.
glyphs are
I'll speak to
mirrored
the
in place.
priestesses.
Of course. Give me the dung heap job.
If I think it's called retrograde.
Hey, do you feed the apis?
So if you
No.
want to get more information
Then
about it, you
guard
can just look up
priestesses take care of all of
retrograde hieroglyphs.
Do you know where his fodder is kept?
that. In that building over by the stairs. But they shut it up last week when the bull got sick.
My thanks.
I'm like poisoning him
The
with.
bull's sickness could come
peach
from
pits.
his food. But it is too soon to
I
say.
remember this.
I need more evidence. Peach pits. If the apis bull was fed with
Where is
these,
Fenchurch?
that would explain his sickness. And the
Fenchurch.
necklace here. One of the twin priestesses wore something like it.
Oh, she's behind
us
me on
see
the
if the
chair.
others
I can
listen
see
to
she
weight
like
from
put up a
around her
little
neck.
hand when I called her. Oh, is that right? I is half Greek. The whole narrative is that Himu is half Greek and half Egyptian. I think Bayek is like half Nubian also. Like, isn't his mother Nubian? Yeah, she's on the, I don't know if you can see, she's on the chair behind me, and you might be able to see a little hand sticking out. Fenchurch! She like raised a little hand when I called her, but that's the extent of her commitment to responding to me calling her.
Greetings,
As I
sisters of the
thought,
sun.
one priestess is missing her necklace.
Oh,
How long have you
my
served
thoughts
in
are
this temple?
angry. Hi, Bella.
This is a subtle way of poisoning an animal.
My sisters, this is surely an accident.
One, maybe, but not a bushel.
We had to save Pantrates!
Oh, cool.
Our brother! Bandits ripped him away from us as we walked in the market. They forced us to poison the god. They told us they were going to feed our brother to crocodiles in the sweet. We have not slept through the night since. I'm so sorry. We had no choice. We never...
Something's wrong.
Pancratis.
These are not curses.
The Order is surely behind this.
Our child? It's the
Go to
closest
the
thing. I mean, it's
temple
clearly a
without
Greek
them.
name from an
The
Egyptian
twins
name.
cannot be left alone.
And that's my guess as to what it means. But those things can be a little messy. I could look it up though. There's the Demotisha Namen book has a lot of Greek names that are also attested in Egyptian, and it will have the like the Greek spelling and the Egyptian spelling. How do you pronounce Tut's Egyptian name? What did I say earlier? Towet Onech Amun? Towet Onech Amun? Something like that? Yeah, it's a German name, and like my German is pretty bad. But it's Demotisha Namenbuch. So like demotic, but with isha at the end, and then Namenbuch. I have a PDF of that too, if you want. Just make sure to make a list of these things, because I definitely won't remember. Yeah, I thought Lexi, you were referencing, like you were like doing a callback to that conversation, but I don't think you were here at the time. But it struck me for a second because it's like I've only been asked that question twice in my life, and it was like an hour apart, so I was really surprised. Where am I trying to go? Oh, I am trying to go in here. That means I shouldn't have alerted all those guys to my presence. That's it. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Although, yeah. Whether I'm pronouncing it correctly is, you know, subject to doubt. Oh my gosh.
Out of
Wow.
time. Ha! You are dead.
I need to Senu this place. I keep running into people. I'll hide in here. Did he spy me? No. No, that's fine. I send people books all the time. That one was sent to me by someone that I talked to, and they said they had a PDF. It's like this huge multi-volume work, and like you pretty much have to have it. When I was doing my dissertation, I had the library's copies, but I mean, unless you have immediate access to an Egyptological library, there's no way you're going to find that book. But it's pretty neat. You can find all kinds of cool stuff in there. Actually, the name Osernoctis, that's my Reddit name, and I think my Twitch name too, came from that book. It was the only one I could find where it was attested in every single script and language. So like Demotic, Greek, Egyptian hieroglyphs. Oh, there's a dead person there. Etc. Yeah, I mean, sharing bibliographies is definitely a good thing too. That's why I have, I try to put bibliographies on Zotero. Like my dissertation bibliography is like an open Zotero library that you can just go download. And like, you know, PDFs of books, you shouldn't just like post them on the internet because they are copyrighted works, but sharing them with someone else who wants to study them and not like doing it for profit is definitely qualifies as fair use. So that's a pretty easy one, especially during COVID where people can't really access things. I didn't make a plan. Okay, I'm going to try to make a real plan this time. Okay, there's some crocodiles down there. There's like 2 dudes. If I come in from that way, I can maybe sneak up on one of those guys, but not both. I need to come up with a different plan of attack. Maybe if I run around the perimeter, I can snipe isolated people. It's probably the way to go here. When they're ruined like this, they just look like actual... Oh, no! They look like actual Egyptian sites that I've visited.
Halt! Stay there.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna have to do it this way.
Hey, who's shot? What?
Wow, I jumped right in front of him. That was not my intention. I'm still assassinated. Wow. It's now at 40, 41. I don't know what that means. Can I, like, skillfully jump into this hay thing?
Halt!
Yes.
Hey, wait!
I'm not sure what happened on this stream. I just, like, randomly died, and I had to restart it.
Long gone.
Okay.
Best be on my guard, though.
Yeah, you probably should. Oh, I got arrows from that. Now I can go back to sniping people. Let's go back up. I'm just gonna go up in plain view of that guy, because I don't think he's looking anymore.
Alarm! Over here!
Wow, I'm really bad at staying on top of things today. It's kind of interesting that they put ruins of temples in here. Because, like, I mean, if it's anything like the modern world, things were a construction site half the time. But it's kind of likely that there were, like, ruins. And there's plenty of Egyptian texts that talk about, like, finding things in ruins and rebuilding them.
Gods here are vigilant.
Although, how truthful that is, it's hard to tell, because, it, you know, it's like a useful propaganda statement to say that you, like, rebuilt a ruined temple. That is definitely it. I don't know, I mean, I doubt many people have ever realized that, so I don't think it makes you stupid. That is what the name is. And it's the Greek version of the name, but there are
Praise the gods for bringing a strong warrior
there are, like, multiple versions. I don't know why I chose to go with the Greek spelling.
I will carry you home.
Probably because I thought it looked cool. Forgotten Temple below Hathor has made an excellent place to worship in secret. The collapse of the ceiling, several chambers are now open to us where we may continue to praise Sobek without the eyes of Ptah upon us. We must continue to explore the darkness, though. Some of our priests have not been seen in some time. Perhaps they ran into the city guards. So there's some kind of cult of Sobek here. I don't know why they would have to worship Sobek in secret, because there's not like a thing where you can only worship like one god. I mean, most temples had shrines to multiple gods in them and stuff. I'm gonna rescue that guy, but I think he's okay for now. I want to go get some treasure first. Should I go down here first, or should I rescue him first? Yeah, Usir Nasht is right. Okay, let's rescue him. I gotta carry him back home. Wow. I guess he's not doing okay. fell into a hole. Oh, I just walked right into it like a cartoon character. Trapped. It doesn't have personal reasons. I mean, I don't know how much I know. I think I looked for a while for a name that was attested like from the late period in every single script, and I think that was the first one I found. It's kind of a cool name. It means like Osiris is strong. Oh, sorry. Which I guess does have some kind of, yeah, that's definitely the source of that. I kind of think of myself as an Osiris because of my like health issues, and I did technically die once, so that's and rose from the dead, so that's kind of cool. I think I thought about that connection after choosing the name, though. I don't think that was my reasoning.
Here is my house.
But it works. It's
Before
kind of fun.
we go inside,
This is such a great location for a house. That's some valuable real estate.
I prefer to spare my sisters the ugliest details of my story.
Of course.
Yeah, I think
The man who ordered my abduction is a priest of Anubis at the Great Temple.
A priest in Pasharemta's circle. How can I find him?
He wears a blue scarf and has a terrible
Disconnect
cough.
sound again.
The lizard.
It's getting like
He is marked.
stitchy. Yes, I have. Not as fun as it sounds.
Pantratis! Are you hurt? Did they mistreat you?
They kept me tied up, fed me little but crusts of bread fit for beggars.
So?
This is the lizard's work.
Yeah,
So I must
my
stain
heart
my
will
hands with
probably
another priest's
be
blood.
heavier than the feather. It's got a lot of
The
extra
order is
parts
everywhere.
now.
To protect Egypt, I would kill 1,000 priests.
Wow, Aya.
You
Damn.
and I are pledged to violence.
Ruthless.
Now. And always.
Aren't we all?
Pasharemta should know of this.
He waits at
Okay.
the palace. I have horses for us nearby.
Palace.
What are you waiting for, my love?
What are you telling me to do? Okay, should we do maybe side quest? I think I'm probably just going to stop here. No, it does not mean that. It definitely does not. I think I'm probably going to stop here because I think I am now too tired. Maybe I shouldn't put this stream right after teaching. I think I end up being like too brain dead. Wait, what does the sign Sechem represent? It's a mace. It's like an implement. You know, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I've seen them. So they're wooden versions of this thing. It's like a little wooden stick with kind of a like flat that shape, that Sechem shape thing on top. If you look at the Mekhet Ray models from the Met, the overseer in one of those models is holding that Sechem scepter type thing, and it is like a scepter type thing. And there are also like there's a gold covered Sechem scepter. I can't think of where I've seen it. Egyptian Museum, maybe. So yeah, we have the actual object itself, and I'm still not totally sure what it is. I can check on that though. I'm kind of curious myself. In Gardner, in the sign list, there's a pretty thorough description of what each sign is believed to represent with sources, and Alan's book has that also. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna get ready for bed. It's almost 11 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hope y'all had fun. Come next week at the same time. I might think about putting something on Sunday too. Okay, I'll tell them you said hello. Good night, everyone. Good morning to you. Get some sleep. Don't stay up all night.